It's been a while. Welcome back to Win, Lose, or Cry, a Maple Leafs podcast. Sorry for last week. We had some scheduling issues. We brought it up before, but we're back. Thankfully, not too many games happened. It's been 2 weeks, and there's still only 3 games to talk about. So I guess we can be thankful for that. Might as well get right into it. We got some other stuff to talk about around the league, but we're just going to get right into it, and we're going to talk about the Leafs and Blues game. 6-5 win. I thought it was a pretty high scoring game, pretty good game. I love Matthews and Bunting together. I've been saying it all year.
They're great. They're great together.
So
But
good
Bunting's he's like our diamond in the rough?
Yeah.
Like who would have known this guy making $950 would be this good?
He's so good.
Yeah, right. I watched him all last year in Arizona, so I knew exactly who you were getting.
But even then, he only played.
It was like
20 games or so. He didn't play a full season. His numbers look pretty good, but
there's something about him when you just watch him. Like last year when you watched him just skate and just the way he gets in the corners, I knew that there was something about this kid.
Well, and he's striving this year with the Leafs.
Yeah, he's great.
So
what I'm talking about right now from that game was Matthews wins the faceoff straight to Bunting, straight in the net. You love to see it, man. So
it works well together.
Yeah. And
now Matthews though, he can play with anybody.
But
and we've seen that this season.
But not everybody. Normally, Matthews can play with everybody, and he gets the goals. But Bunting's able to work with him and have this.
He shoots, which is nice.
A lot of people are scared to shoot when they play with Matthews. They always think it has to go to him at all times.
Well, I wouldn't even say with Matthews because you have Evan Rodriguez playing with Crosby over on Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And Crosby said, I'm going to paraphrase here in a quote a little bit, but he said that he likes playing with Rodriguez because Rodriguez doesn't just look to give Crosby the puck.
Yeah.
Right? And it's kind of the same thing we're seeing here with Bunting is he's not just looking to feed the puck to Matthews, let Matthews shoot. He's not afraid to put the puck on net. The chances of the puck going in, much, much less when he's shooting. However, he's not afraid to take that shot.
It adds an extra thing of danger, right?
You have to cover two people instead of one.
Like what we've talked about, one of our issues with the power play is that it seems like a lot of people we have to feed it to Matthews. Always got to feed it to Matthews, and he'll get his shot off, and it made the power play not as efficient. Now, I mean, the power play is more efficient now, but when it was struggling, that seemed to be kind of the issue, right?
Well,
something like that.
And to touch on the power play real quick too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but last year I don't remember seeing Nylander shoot as much as he did.
No, I don't think he did.
I don't know. I find this year I'm noticing Nylander all over the ice more frequently, and I'm noticing him shoot on the power play.
Yeah.
Right. They got Matthews set up on the left side, and they'll have Nylander on the right. And I find there's more angles that they're shooting from this year.
Yeah, I agree. That's why their power play is actually efficient.
Yeah, I mean it has been. It wasn't for a while there, but Marner goes off with an injury, and it turned on.
That's good.
Right, so yeah.
Again, one thing we have to bring up that happened since our last recording, Muzzin's out with a concussion. So
yes.
what I was going to bring up in this game is that Muzzin had another bad dump in that led to a goal, or a dump out that led to a goal. Maybe I think he was working on. I think he had something nagging at him before this concussion. I really do think so. I've been saying that all year long. He hasn't been playing the way he used to, and I don't think it's just getting old. I think something's bugging him, but hopefully he gets fixed now that he's out for long term.
It could be. We'll see how long he's out for.
Yeah, there's still
right. If he only misses the next game and then he's back, that could just be a concussion protocol and an additional game or two.
Yeah, no, he's concussion. He's not in protocol. He has a concussion diagnosis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who knows how long he could be out for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows how long he's out for then?
Yeah. He's missed 2 so far. He missed both. I guess 3 tonight. Yeah, because the Leafs are playing
Yeah, he didn't suit up tonight.
I didn't suit up tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the last thing I wanted, well, actually, one more thing. Littlegreen got his first NHL goal
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah, I did see
Beauty,
that. I was happy to see that.
really nice one timer from the point. Like, that's nice. I like to see that.
Yep.
And another one negative I had, not for the game itself, like the Leafs played a good game. Bunting got another phantom penalty for being blindsided by Krug. Just like he's skating, looking at the Blues bench, obviously probably chirping them a bit, and Krug just nails him in the back out of nowhere, and they got offsetting penalties. And the ref said
Yeah.
it was unsportsmanlike. Like, it wasn't like I have seen some yelling and screaming at each other, and that's not called unsportsmanlike. But he's gliding past, and he says, like, "Oh, you're soft, bro," or something like that, and then that's unsportsmanlike. Like,
Do you know exactly what he said?
no, but like,
No.
That's why.
it wasn't,
That's
yeah,
how we don't know.
but it wasn't heated or anything. He was just skating by, and then Krug hits him in the back, knocks him down, hits him again while he's on the ground, and that's offsetting.
Doesn't matter if it's heated or not. If you make one comment that is offside and the ref deems it that way, he's going to call it for unsportsmanlike.
I've seen
Well,
way worse.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
So
you don't know what he said.
I've seen people
You're
yelling
right.
at each
You're
other
right.
from
We
the
don't.
bench. Like, I don't know. It's soft.
Or not Bergeron. Sorry, Marchand told Panarin no one wants him in Russia.
But that's not unsportsmanlike.
He got away with it.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, there is an argument there that part of his suspension was because of that comment. They were able to kind of tie the two together. However, during the game, apparently, like I said, we don't actually know what was said, but we were told that he made comments that no one wants you back in Russia, and nobody cared about it.
Yeah,
he got away with it that game.
I think that unsportsmanlike thing that's pretty bogus. I think that's stupid. Like,
the problem with that is it all depends on the ref.
Yeah,
that's the thing. There's
Absolutely
a gray area.
This is not the first time we've seen Bunting get off. This isn't the first time we've seen him get offsetting penalties this year for stupid crap. But
there's been a couple this year that have come down, and
it's like, all right, what?
You know what? I'm sure it happens to every team. I mean, just ask Chase.
Oh,
he has Kadri.
Absolutely. But it's just, I'm like, really, that's offsetting. The guy hit him in the back and then hit him again while he was on the ground, and that's deemed the same as.
When did the penalty happen?
I can't remember. I don't remember exactly.
It wasn't like the end of the game, was it?
No, like it wasn't. No.
Okay.
It might have been second period because I think it was the long change.
I'm pretty sure it was second period. I could be wrong, but it wasn't at the very beginning. It wasn't at the very end.
Okay. I was just say if it was in like the last 3 minutes, I can see them throwing an offsetting. Kind of did in the Colorado game, right? Yeah. You don't want to give a team a man advantage in the last minutes, especially if it's a tied game.
I mean, if he hits someone from behind and then hits him again while he's on his stomach on the ground, maybe you should.
I agree. I agree, Brandon. It was a dirty hit he threw, and he should have got a penalty for it. But as a referee in the NHL, you can't. A lot of them can't justify giving one team the advantage over the other. Not in the last minutes.
No, I understand that, but that was a super soft call. Like, that was 10 play.
It was, but it was a call that was made, and you got to deal with it.
Yep.
The penalty actually happened in the first period with 2:28 left.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. That's all I got for that one. Like, the Leafs played a good game.
It was high scoring.
Yep. Some dumb officiating as per usual, but that's just with anything. And I'm happy to see Littlegreen get his first goal. He's been playing good.
You know what? He's been one of the highlights of this year that I've really enjoyed. He's one of the things that I didn't expect from this team that I've really liked. Him and Sandin as well. I've been happy watching the two of them play.
I was very skeptical about Littlegreen because I didn't like his play the last couple of years when they've brought him up periodically. But he looks a lot bigger this year. He put on some weight.
His work in the minors worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him.
Babcock had it right in some points. It doesn't hurt to overseason some players.
Yeah. Fair. That's a good point.
Fair.
Let them develop, let them get stronger, and then bring them up when they're past ready.
Well, I would say he's ready this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Right? I want to see him keep improving. Like, I don't want to see him stay where he is. I want to see him keep going from here. But he's NHL ready. Like, he is an NHL player now.
Knowing his pedigree and his talent, I don't see him staying stagnant or regressing. I can only see him going up from here.
I agree.
I can see him going back down to the minors, though, depending on what happens before the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Right? As much as I say he's an NHL player and he's ready to play in the NHL, depending on the moves that are made prior to the deadline, he would be, in my opinion, assuming that Hall and Muzzin are off the team or not healthy.
Yeah, because I honestly would put Liljegren above Hall in the depth chart at this point.
I'd put him above Hall right now just because I'm not happy with the way he's playing.
And Dermott.
Dermott. I'm not liking Dermott either right now. I still have a soft spot for him. I'm still a fan of him. So, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the season goes.
But anyone else got anything else for that game?
That's it for the Blues game for me.
So
let's jump to the Rangers.
Less positive. Another 3-1 lead. Poof.
Yep. Brandon, before you talk, I don't want to hear the negativity. Before you say anything, did the Rangers score a bad goal?
I can't think
from your memory.
No, I can't think of a bad goal.
Did they score a bad goal?
On, like, do you mean bad goal
like,
as in on Campbell?
Did it go in easily? Did the team not play good defensively? Was there just a goal where the team gave up and they scored that you recall?
I believe the team didn't play great defensively. I believe Campbell ended a couple of softies.
I would disagree. I would say the Rangers deserved the goals that they got that game.
Oh, I agree. Rangers outplayed the Leafs. I'm just saying Campbell didn't look like, he looked kind of tired, which makes sense because they don't play their other goalies, and he just plays every single game, so he's probably tired. And the Leafs just didn't play well. Like, they got gassed again. Like, they came out hot. They got their 3 goals, and then they're like, time to take a nap.
They did ease off, but I would say that I'd say the Rangers played a solid game, right? And
I'm not saying the crap and they still beat the Leafs. I'm saying the Leafs were outplaying, and then they became soft, and then the Rangers outplayed them and took advantage. The Rangers played well. The Rangers were a good team.
The Rangers played very well. But it's 2 games now where they've had the lead and they've lost it to the number 1 team.
Okay, but it's
right.
Also,
like that's
but in
that's
that,
what that
in that 2-week period, that was 5 or 6 games that they had a 3-1, at least a 3-1 lead, and lost it. That's not good enough.
No, it's not. But they've only lost 2 of them, which sounds terrible to say. They've only lost 2 of them, but the reality is they're a positive team the month of January, and the 2 games that they blew the lead and lost to were Colorado and New York, which are both number 1 teams. Right? So it's not like they're blowing these leads to... They didn't blow the 3-1 lead to New York Islanders. Right? Like, they're not blowing these leads to teams that aren't good. They're blowing these leads to the number 1 teams. Right? Like, you're playing the best team. You're losing to them. That kind of makes sense.
But here's the thing. If you lose a game to the Golden Knights or you lose a game to Colorado, sure. You're going to lose games. They're great teams. You shouldn't be consistently having the lead and then stop playing in the third period.
I agree with that.
It's the same.
I agree.
We all had an issue last year, and then every year before that when they had the issue of never starting in the first period. And playing like garbage in the first, and then like, oh, but they won the game. No, but that's still a problem. If you want to win the cup, that's a problem you have to address, and it's becoming consistent. So You got to nip it in the bud.
And we'll see if they do. I mean, they should, considering Keefe has the three of them, Nylander, Marner, and Matthews, all playing on separate lines now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
They're playing across the line, or at least, sorry, I won't say they're playing. In practice, the article that I read said that in practice they were playing on different lines.
Yeah, and there's going to be some mixing and matching and stuff like that.
So we'll see what happens there, but yeah, I mean, maybe you move them around because, like I said, the Colorado game, Matthews came out hot, got his 2 goals, and then went to sleep for the rest of the game. And that was it. Like the rest of the team still looked decent, but Matthews just disappeared.
And it's
you
very
can't have your
when he's
top
supposed to be
goal scorer.
Yeah.
Right. You can't have your top guy disappear.
No. And
right?
going back to like the beginning of the season as well, like when we were talking about how everything was going pretty smooth, there was no real hiccups. This is the section of the season where this is where I kind of talked about the turmoil. How do you bounce back? So like every team's going to face sections like this. Is it going to be every team's going to face 3-1 deficits or giving up 3-1 leads? Not necessarily, but everyone's going to face their own kind of section. This just seems to be the least. So if it's going to happen at any point in the season, let it be right now, more towards that front half, more trickling in. As long as you can get that corrected for the back half, the team can get through this stage. It just makes them stronger for down the road, especially going towards the playoffs. Yeah. And I think Toronto will figure it out. Keith's too good of a coach to have his team keep going this way, and you got too much talent to have this problem be a repeat scenario for the rest of the season.
That's not to go ahead, Brandon.
I was just gonna say that you're completely right. It's good that's happening now because one, it wasn't happening at the beginning of the season. So it's something that can be nipped in the bud because it's early enough that we can the coach can figure out what it is and nip it in the bud before the playoffs, right? Like this is obviously some kind of issue, and he has the time to fix it.
He does, and in that game there too, right? Like the Leafs, as much as they did slow down, they had their highest shot count in the third period that game.
Mm-hmm.
They had 17 shots on net in the third period.
That is score effects, though.
Okay. How we say it's score effects now because they had higher shots, but when the same thing happens, we collapse on a 3-1 lead, and they only have 5 shots on net. It's like, oh well, they fell asleep. They fell apart in the third period. Look at the stats; they show it. No. Now I'm sitting here saying, yeah, they slowed down. They had the disallowed goal in the third period, which would have made it 5-4, right? They disallowed that goal, and then New York turns around and scores the empty netter to make it 6-3. That game could have been 5-4 going into the final minutes of that game, but it didn't. The Leafs were pushing. They had 17. They had 11 shots the first, 10 shots the second, and 17 shots in the third period. Right? Like they had a solid. I thought they played a good game. I thought, kind of like in the beginning of the season, New York just was better. Yeah. New York is a dominant team this year that has really surprised me.
Yeah. As much as I'm loving Jack Campbell too, Mrazek's got to play some games.
Yeah, he played recently. When did he play?
He played the last game. He played against the Islanders.
Yeah.
Islanders,
and he looked good.
Okay.
And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they see that and they play more. Especially in February where we have all these rescheduled games. Mrazek's got it. They have to do a tandem. They that's what he originally was gotten for. Probably not going to happen now because of how good Campbell is. But for that February, it's so jam packed. You have to ride Mrazek a bit. You can't just play Campbell every single night.
You have to play Mrazek because the perfect example, like how you said, Campbell started looking tired.
Yeah.
When you look at a team like New York, when they have Shesterkin and Georgiev, they can platoon Georgiev in and out, and now allows Shesterkin to be 100% every game he goes in, and you see it. He's like an aircraft carrier on the ice. He just floats.
Yeah.
And he's there. Campbell was that way at the beginning of the season, but you're starting to see some fatigue as the games go on. So you need Mrazek. You need them to get the confidence in Mrazek because he can do it.
Yeah,
he just have to,
he can.
You just got to pick the right moments.
And James,
to throw him in. February's the time.
Yeah, James, you and I were scared when he didn't go on that road trip a couple weeks ago, and then we're because we said if he doesn't go on this road trip, he might be injured, and he didn't go on the road trip. but they also had the extended break. So it looks like I mean he played the other night, so that's great. I'm not
I thought he did play. The Islanders was the road trip.
Yeah, he didn't go with them at the start of the road trip because remember 2 weeks
Oh
ago
yeah,
or whatever
yeah, but
we
he
said
did play. He
he's
did
played
end up
since. Yeah.
playing though.
Yeah, but
And
like
those games though, they were a lot of them were Wednesday, Saturday. Like they were spread out enough that you could run the same goalie.
Yeah, but
right, like it
just
wasn't
because
like
he
a
had
Tuesday,
played
Thursday, Saturday.
no,
Like
but he had played so much, and I'm like,
yeah, I
this would have been
agree.
the time for you to kind of try him out a bit more. I mean, I'm glad they got him
Yeah,
in a game, but I really think they could have had him in a couple of those.
yeah.
But
You're probably right there.
mm,
And they have got. I'm assuming Campbell's in net tonight.
yes.
So the next games they have Detroit on Saturday and New Jersey on Tuesday. So really, you could play Mrazek either one of those games.
Personally, I'd put him in against the Devils because Detroit's been a pretty balanced team throughout the year. New Jersey's just been hot.
Yeah, but Detroit's kind of eased up a little bit, right? Like the beginning of the season, they had Seider and Raymond who were just going off. The two of them were going crazy, and then Raymond went on a long streak where he got cold. He went like 15 or 14 games without a goal. Like he went on quite a spell there where he just didn't do anything.
True.
So, I mean, the team's cooled up a little bit, but I mean, Detroit, they're still a decent team, right? And they have to be taken seriously. But if we have Mrazek, who's supposed to be a decent goalie, he should be able to play against teams like Detroit or New Jersey or Anaheim tonight, right? Like he should be able to play against these teams. The game against Carolina on the 7th or Calgary on the 10th, that's where you're going to want to play Campbell. You're going to want to save him for those two games. I'm looking later on into February, but we have Seattle on the Monday and Pittsburgh on the Thursday, right? You're going to want to play your Mrazek on Monday against Seattle and save Campbell for the Pittsburgh game.
Yeah. No, see, I think what you should do is you should play Hutchinson on the Monday.
No, don't put that evil on me.
I think we should drop Hutchinson.
Scott on the Thursday.
Drop Hutchinson. Just.
I'll cut him. You don't need him.
Yeah. No, we don't.
I have one positive thing to say about that game, as much as I thought that was a bit of crappy. Marner finally breaks his power play goal streak. 101.
Finally.
Oof.
Yeah.
It was a good shot. It was a nice snipe.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, so here's the big thing. People are harping on him like 98 games, 99 games, 100 games without a goal. What I want to see are what was his shots on net during that time.
I would like to know that too.
Like I think I saw a stat saying he had 50 shots on net. Well, which means he's shooting every other power play.
You got to shoot more. How do you not luck into a goal?
Because why would you shoot when you're sitting beside Austin Matthews?
We've talked about this before. Because if they expect only Austin Matthews to shoot, and that was their problem. Now that they have Bunting and Nylander shooting, it's more effective.
But for those 101 games, Nylander wasn't playing the way he was. We didn't have Bunting,
and that's why our power play was bad.
Not to mention Bunting isn't playing on the first power play line.
Power play in general. I'm just saying we have these guys that shoot, right?
Yeah,
and they mix and match.
But even then, Bunting doesn't really shoot on the power play. He stands in front and tries to get the deflections.
No, fair.
Yeah, he plays more that bunker position.
Yeah, but
exactly.
Like the thing is, how do you not luck into a goal in 101 games on the top power play unit? It just astounds me.
The other thing too, though, is he normally will sit up and play that kind of like in the umbrella position where you have the defenseman here, forward here, forward here. Yeah. He's more up in the one high spot. Yeah. So it's harder to luck into like those ones where you try to make a pass and it gets tipped in, or you're beside the net, it gets tipped, the hits, he then goes in because he's too far away from the net.
He's just
to get those lucky bounces. So
just shoot the puck sometimes. Just sometimes.
I agree with you, but the problem is like when he did shoot a fair bit when he was in the L, but when he came in, the whole thing was that he didn't have to because he had Matthews there. But as the league starts to change and the penalty kill gets better because they start being able to read a little bit more, then that's where the narrative's got to change. Is okay, well maybe you shoot 25% of the times.
Exactly. because like James said, he. It sounds like he's had 50 shots, so he's shooting.
I think.
But like something like that, like it's a small percentage, and shoot 10% of the time. Like
Yeah.
just shoot every 10th power play, take a shot or something. Like I don't even know. Like
But
maybe that's off. But like you got to shoot sometimes, and it just
so I
just
It
so
takes
that
one.
just so that the other team thinks that you might.
so that there's the threat of it there, but
Yeah, because
I'll watch for it next game because Brandon, I want you to watch for this too. When Marner has the puck on the power play, what is his shooting lane look like? Right? Because he is specifically a man who is on the ice to feed the puck.
absolutely
Right?
and I don't want
when you
him
look
to
at
change. Like,
and that's the thing, is like when I look at the power play this year, if you're looking down at the goalie, you have Matthews on your left side, you have Nylander on your right side, and you've got Riley at the point. You're realistically your two shooting spots are taken. So Marner might not be in a position to shoot the puck. I know with saying that, I've seen games this year where he's had the opportunity to shoot and he doesn't.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
not saying like, oh, he never has the opportunity to, because absolutely he does. But I guess not the likelihood. How often does he have a good shooting opportunity?
and you're right,
Right? Or like a
not
good
as
shooting
much as
lane.
them. But like you said, there are times, and
There are.
I remember, I know I complained about this more so earlier, like not as much this year. I feel like he hasn't as many chances this year. But like
And he's had
I
a
remember,
handful.
yes, he's had a handful, but I always remember me watching the game like yelling, "Why wouldn't you shoot that?" Like he purposely passes when he has a
Yeah.
good shot because he's in his head. He wants to pass so much to a fault. He
Yeah,
loves
and that's
assists to a fault.
his mind is assist first,
Yeah,
right? Or
which
pass first.
which is
Which
great.
I'm
Sets up our
I'm
goal
not
scorers.
against.
Yeah, it just sometimes that's not a positive. Like if you
I
have an
agree.
open net, feel free to shoot the puck.
And he
Like,
did. I mean, it
no,
wasn't
you
open
gotta
net,
pass
but
it.
he did shoot.
Everyone has to touch the puck once before it goes in the net.
There you go. 3 pass rule.
You guys want to move on to the Islanders game?
Yeah, let's keep rolling with Marner.
Okay.
The short-handed goal?
Oh my God, such a good goal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, that was good. And then you want to talk about I guess Riley scored in the second period, didn't he? Yeah, Riley. I was gonna say talk about the opposite of the team, right? We talked about the beginning of the year, the team couldn't start on time, and now the teams are the Leafs are blowing up in the first period. But I guess I'm wrong because Riley scored in the second period. Engvall scored in the first, so did Marner.
No, Engvall scored in the third. Engvall. Wait. Did I not put? No, you're right. In the first. Yeah, I just have it as he got it like right at the end of the period. I have it written down as a
It
buzzer
was like
beater. Yeah.
0.4 seconds left. And
Yeah.
like what a goal. Chase, I don't know if you saw that game or saw that goal.
Nice backhand.
It's you know what? It's worth like Engvall of all players just cuts in, pulls the backhand, and goes straight up over the goalie with 0.4 seconds left in the period.
It's really good.
I did see that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon. It was a 1-1 game when that happened.
In the first.
Because the Leafs, Marner had scored on the short-handed, and then New York tied it up going into the second period. But then Engvall scores that with like the last second to put them up 2-1 going into the second period.
Shot, man.
Which
I
just
was
gives
not
a
expecting
little
that.
confidence boost.
And they took the rest of the game. It was a good game.
Yeah.
Also,
It's we talked about it, right? That was the kind of game they needed. They needed to get the lead and hold the lead. They didn't need a 6-0 blowout like they had against the Ottawa Senators, right? They needed a game where they were contested a little bit, they were able to get the lead, and they were able to hold the lead.
yeah.
Which is exactly what we saw out of that game.
Yeah, right after that loss to the Rangers, a bad loss, a bad giving up the lead. They came out strong, fast and playing hard at the beginning, strong physically. Marner with a shorthanded goal, like good game.
They were
Very good
outshot
game.
though. They outshot that game. Rangers and they couldn't produce anything on the power play. But at the same time, the penalty kill was perfect.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm pretty sure against let me double check. I'm pretty sure against the Rangers, they were also perfect on the power play. Or on the penalty kill. I'll just double check that real quick. Yeah, they were. So their penalty kill is just doing incredible right now. And I think I read today that they're 4th in the league for goals against. Yeah, they're 4th. They're 12th in the league for goals for and 4th in goals against. 2nd power play and 6th for the penalty kill.
Okay.
Oh, that can't be right. Hold on, let me see something.
By goals against, you mean like they've let in the 4th most goals?
No, least.
Okay.
So there's only so the Flames, Flames, Carolina, and Islanders are all tied at 94 goals against, and then the Leafs have 100 against.
Pretty good. Well, it's because Jack Campbell is like the second best goalie in the league.
He's dropped down a little bit after the last couple games.
But he's still phenomenal.
But so I don't know if this stat's correct. I'm looking at this right now. The Leafs are 1st in the league for penalty minutes.
Yeah, you guys are a bunch of goons.
No wonder their penalty kill is so good. It's tested daily.
Well, it's like I keep saying,
during game times.
I've never seen so many offsetting penalties as this year against the Leafs. I don't remember seeing. I always thought it's such a rare thing, but this year I've seen a bunch.
Well,
And for
goons.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, and I was saying in the one game, I'm like, for dumb things, like remember Matthews getting the offsetting penalty for being mounted on the middle of the ice?
Well, he held his leg. That's the issue.
Chase.
No.
My God, no, you cannot say that.
I'm just being an idiot. He
Ugh.
looked at him wrong. That's a penalty.
Yeah. Just like Bunting,
Yeah.
probably like, hey, how's everything going? That's unsportsmanlike.
Honestly. Well, even he definitely said something.
Yeah, but like,
but even watching that play again, like Krug hit him
hard,
in my opinion, without him hearing what was said.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he just came in and hit him.
He comes a long way to make that cross check.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then hits him while he's on the ground. Like it wasn't like he said it to Krug and then Krug threw the hit on him. Like he said it to the bench and then got hit from behind and then hit while he was down.
Yeah, he had no idea what he was. He couldn't even have known if he said anything. Like that, and I can't believe that was offsetting. It's such bullshit.
If you asked
Krug, it was bad.
Bunting probably asked to be cross-checked from behind, and
on
then he was on the ground, asked for one more, so Krug had to do it.
Yeah.
Obvious.
Yeah, well, he wasn't even facing him, so he was probably like, hey, tell him.
Yeah,
tell
him
good.
I feel like a cross-check. Write the numbers. Like, getting my back cracked.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see how tonight's game goes against Anaheim. But so far, for 2022, the Leafs are 5-3, which isn't bad considering 2 out of those 3 losses are against New York and Colorado, who are number 1 in their division. So
Colorado's number 2 in the league. Saying.
Yeah, I mean, we also lost Arizona, who's number 31 in the league.
We don't talk about that.
But it was, you know what? We do talk about it because it was a good game.
Yeah, you're right. It's like, oh, come on, man.
And like I said, I was saying, you denied that how can that team that bad play against a team and win? They took Colorado to overtime.
Yeah,
Colorado.
Arizona was weirdly hot
It was
right now.
2-2 going into overtime.
They took us to a shootout.
Yeah, so the fact that the Leafs lost to them and that happened against Colorado, it's not like the Leafs just gave up and didn't play a good game. Something's going on, and Arizona was able to step up and play a solid hockey game.
Arizona beat the Leafs, and then all of a sudden got all the confidence in the world.
Like, really? Because they played each other. I don't remember when the games were, but they were pretty close to back-to-back.
What, Colorado, Arizona?
Well, the Arizona game, the Colorado game, then the Leafs game.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I don't remember. I don't know exactly what the schedule was, but they
I think it
were
was
pretty.
4 days, or it was either like 3 or 4 days apart, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'll try and pull it up here in a second.
Ivan Prosvetov just, if it wasn't a net for Arizona, well, I can't even say if Malka might have played just as well. Like, that's the scary thing. They got two young goalies that are ready to go.
They were like back to back.
Yeah.
So Wednesday they played the Leafs. Friday they played Colorado, and it went 4-3 was the final. And then they beat Montreal and they beat New Jersey. Yeah. So
Arizona, if they handled the draft well, or this offseason, let's say at a decent run, they could be a solid team for the next 5 years.
Absolutely.
But they have to draft well. That's the big if.
Big if.
Okay, you know what? I just looked at another stat here. So when I said Leafs were first for penalty minutes, that was the least penalty minutes.
Oh.
The Leafs have the least penalty minutes in the entire league.
Oh, see, there you go.
I was wrong. They have 270 penalty minutes. The Arizona Coyotes have 505 penalty minutes.
Yeah.
So Leafs are least penalty minutes in the entire league. I got that wrong earlier. That's 505 penalty minutes in 4. That's a lot of penalty minutes.
You score the most goals, you might as well get the most PIMs.
Right? Like, you gotta be number one for something. They're not. 32 teams. They're not even number one for that. Oh, boy. All right. What else we got? So that's the Islanders game. I mean, we kind of got derailed there for a second, but that's about it there. Other things going on in the league right now. We've got Aaron Dell just got handed suspension.
Dirty ass hit.
It was a bad hit on Batherson, putting him. Is he injured or did he just got taken out of that game?
He's injured.
He is out long term. It's not even like a week number or month. It's just long term right now because of ankle injury.
My fantasy team.
Hold on. I gotta cancel a trade.
No, it's accepted. Shit.
Because the issue that they run into is the way that his foot goes into the boards after. I don't think he broke it, which that means it's most likely, in my opinion, looks like a high ankle sprain, which is at that point, you're almost better off breaking your ankle than a high ankle sprain.
Because there's a quicker repair for it.
It said, when I looked at the update right before this, it said ankle. It didn't say high. It just said ankle. Out with an ankle injury. So
yeah, but he's long term. It's not month to month, week to week, or like 6 weeks. It's long term right now.
Well, they might be doing some tests on it. They might, because it just happened the other day, didn't it?
Yeah, like they're something like that. Usually they'll say long term to start. Also, too, that could be a ploy as well to the league to help get the suspension by Dell, because if the injury is longer,
they've already put 3 games on it.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I mean. Like that came out before the 3 games.
Okay, got it. Yep.
So it was kind of like a dual thing, but I think it's just because there's so much swelling right now around that ankle, they can't give a full diagnosis until it goes down a bit. Yeah. So we probably will get an update, I was saying, the next day or two, and then they'll be able to tell us if it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months. Fingers crossed, especially for him, it's not high ankle sprain, because a young kid like that, I do not want to see out long term.
And he's playing good on a bad team.
He's so good on that team.
Right.
I picked him up, and man, he's insane.
That core 5 of Shabbat, Stützle, Norris, Batherson, and Tkachuk, that is going to be unreal moving forward.
Yeah,
that organization,
which is good. Which is they need a solid goaltender though. That's what they need.
To look like he could be that guy, but we got to see.
Exactly, we have to see with him. I mean, he played fantastic against the Leafs in the beginning of the season.
He's played
And he
well.
played a
through a lot.
great game the other night too.
Yeah.
Sunday night. I don't remember who they played. I was gonna pick him up in fantasy, and I was like, oh no, they're playing. It was a good team, and they won 2-1.
Yeah.
So I forget who it was against, but I mean he had a good game on Sunday. But yeah, so back to this Aaron Dell hit. What's your opinion on a goalie being eligible to be hit outside the crease?
So
think-
coming from
If he's playing or has possession of the puck. I'm not talking like he can't just skate out and you just rock him. But if he goes out behind the net to play the puck, do you have to just kind of let him be? Or should you be able to drive through him?
So coming from a goalie's perspective, I say make us free game. Because there's been multiple times where because I don't luckily for me growing up, I didn't play anything high enough that had me in the trapezoid or stuck behind, only playing the puck behind the net. So there's been multiple times I've come out, I've held the puck on purpose because I know they can't touch me. So they fly by and I give an open lane. But also too, since I play forward, there's multiple times I've gone in hard in a forecheck. And I don't even necessarily want to give him like a big hit, just a nice subtle bump, because then now all of a sudden loosens the puck and now it creates more scoring opportunities.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying go in and just rail the goalie regardless, but if he's along the boards, pin him, or if you can, give him a good body check.
But
It should be the exact same for a player as it is a goalie if you're going to come out and play the puck.
So here's a question. Sorry, Brandon, 1 second. Just on the flip side of that, a player goes behind the net, you pin him on the boards, right? You fight the puck, and the player's pinned there for 2, 3, maybe 4 seconds. If you do that to the goalie, fair game, is it goalie interference because you're preventing the puck from going in the net by holding the goalie back there?
The way I would phrase it is this is where I would keep, so it's going to be a little bit of a weird way for me to explain it. I'd keep the trapezoid in. If he goes into the trapezoid to do it, you can pin him. Because you're now in a spot where stuff's going to go down. But if he's out in the corner, he's going to most likely play it very quickly. So I don't think you really have to worry about it. I'd make it so if pin him away, go for it. If you're in the corner, because you're mostly likely going to try to give him a good bump when you're in the corner.
I would.
So leave it where you can only pin him inside the trapezoid. Because regardless of what happens, if he misplays or gets hit in the corner, all goalies are fucked. They're not getting back in time.
So you're saying allow the goalie to play the puck in the corners?
Yeah, but he can get hit. Because
right now it's a penalty if they go in the corners.
Exactly. I say abandon that rule. Let him go to all corners. But if he goes in behind the net to play it, you can pin him. So you can technically hold him for getting back into position, but because he did it himself.
Okay. See, I agree with it. I like it. I like the idea of being able to play the body on a goaltender, especially if they're going to come out and play the puck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why should a team have a 6-on-5 advantage during a hockey game?
Well, I said it before this too, being a goalie, I've always dreamed when I've come out to play the puck, just reverse hitting someone that's coming on a forecheck. I would love just to jump back, hit him with the back of the shoulder, knock him over, and then make the pass.
Aaron Dell did it. I mean,
he did it twice.
You can too.
I don't even think Batherson didn't even have a chance to do that. Like, he didn't have a chance to go hit him, right?
No.
Because he just came out.
He was trying to skate around him.
Elbowed him in the face. It's like,
Dell didn't even have
shoulder.
Puck.
He put his shoulder into Batherson's shoulder. Because from what I remember seeing is Dell was kind of out of the net a little bit. Batherson was kind of stepping out to swing around Dell to go for the puck, and so you could tell he was in the motion of starting to turn, and his body weight was kind of pivoting, and Dell hit him hard in that shoulder, which rocked him around and threw him into the boards.
I think
that's kind of what I remember.
I think the only reason why it looks like an elbow is once the contact's made, you see Dell swing his arm back to really
you're right.
Push
him. He went like that. Yeah.
So he contacted him with the shoulder and then kind of shoved him off. And like I said, Batherson was in the motion of starting the turn to loop behind the net, And just with the speed he had and the fact that his body, his momentum was already turning, once you hit that upper body, you're going to flip down. And it's exactly what happened.
It's still
There was no.
he's
There's
just
no
waiting for him
need
to
for that
come by,
fight.
and then he does it, knowing that he's
Yeah.
not going to hit him.
And I'm happy they suspended him.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's no
I
need for
am
it.
very happy.
I don't know who Dell. And I would say it was a tap. The puck. I don't know what defense it was, but there's no way that Batherson was going to catch him. And with his speed in that turn, even with the Sabres events and doing a drop pass, it would have gone under Batherson's stick.
Yeah.
The only reason why the puck got stopped behind the net was Batherson was on his back with his legs in the boards. Like,
Yeah.
the fact Dell did that was stupid.
Take Dell out and put Darlene there instead, right? That's an interference call. That's all it is. He hit him without Batherson having control of the puck. He interfered with him getting the puck. That's what he did.
Yeah.
That's what it would have been called for. That or roughing is what it would have been called for.
Or if you put a Kadri or a Marchand, that's about a 7-game suspension.
Well, depending on how long the series goes.
That'd be a 9-game suspension.
That's what he got against the Leafs. Oh, he's suspended until the end of the series. Well, it could be 3 games. It could be 5. Well, he's suspended until the end of the series.
We'll revisit it at Game 7.
Yeah, honestly. So I don't know. I'm happy to see the suspension handed out though. 3 games.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's fair.
So I was happy to see a suspension handed out, not just a penalty, not just anything like that.
Hey guys, Leafs have a 5-on-3 right now. I just thought I'd bring that up.
Tavares just scored.
Am I behind?
I don't know, but Tavares just scored. So
can you guys stop scoring, please? I have Gibson starting tonight in my fantasy.
Rookie mistake.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, that or I sit him on the bench and I lose a goalie play.
Yeah, that's a good point too. But against the Leafs, high scoring Leafs. Okay, moving on. Jeff Carter, has had, I don't know if it's a resurgence of a season this year, but I mean he's also on Pittsburgh, who's been a very, very positive team this year, very dominant team. But Jeff Carter did a lot of the heavy lifting in the beginning of the season when Crosby was out, Malkin was out, Letang was out. Jeff Carter did a lot of the heavy lifting, did well for the team, and he's getting paid for it. I mean, 2 years at what, $3.125 million a year?
Correct, sir.
Like, so I mean, he's doing well for them. I the way he's played this year, that's a good contract. I think so.
Even if it was decided after last year, I still think that's a good contract for Carter. Like he's getting a little bit older, but he's still a very valuable face-off dot, penalty killing, power play. Like he's still got the skill in the game. Like to me,
and he's
that's
on
a great deal. Like it keeps Penguins with depth, and you keep an asset like Jeff Carter. So like if next year for some reason they're not having a strong year, you can move him at that contract and still get chips back. Like it's a smart move by the Penguins with that contract.
And it's an easy contract to trade. $3 million or just over $3 million is an easy contract to trade. And if you have to retain salary, it's not a lot of salary.
No, not at all.
Right. So I really like the idea of it. It's a good deal. I'm happy to see him doing well there. And I mean, let's talk about Pittsburgh for a second. The team, they're second place in the Metropolitan, 1 point behind the New York Rangers with 1 game in hand. So they have potential to be the number 1 team in that league. And they started the first, 10 games or so, 11 games or so without Crosby?
Yeah.
I would say more than that. I'd say because Malkin's only played 5 games now.
Yeah, something like that.
But Crosby came back and then pretty much right away, I think he played 1 game, then got hit with COVID.
Yeah.
Like he's missed a bunch of games this year, partially injury, and then he got hit with COVID right off the bat. So, I mean, it's been a struggling Pittsburgh team, and they are doing well. They got Tristan Jarry in net, who's just
he's had a great year.
Yeah,
he's kind of like Campbell this year, right? Just kind of out of nowhere, doing really well. And I find there's a bunch of goalies that are kind of like that this year.
Yeah, it's like the new generation. It's nice.
Yeah, and they're all coming out of the woodworks this year, though. Like, there's a bunch of them that are doing very, very well. So, I'm happy to see Pittsburgh doing well. I mean, don't bet against Crosby, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you can never count him and Malkin out. Those two in Letang, those three know how to win.
Yeah.
They are actually they set I think it's the record now. They're the first trio or the longest trio to be playing together consistently. They've been together 16 straight years.
This is their 16th season. The three of them on the same team.
Yeah, you don't see that at all anymore.
Any one of them could be a top player on their team.
Oh,
right. Letang would be the number one defenseman on majority of given teams for the past 16 years. Same for Crosby, same for Malkin. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Malkin's coming out with he's come off hot. He's playing well right now.
Malkin's back. This is the year.
Malkin. You know what? I don't have him this year.
Should have traded for him.
Yeah.
I turned down trades for him, actually.
Yeah, I know.
So
your team's too strong.
See. We'll see. My center's too strong. I will trade you. Who wants McKinnon? I'll trade you McKinnon. He's all yours. He is on the trading block. Seriously, he's yours.
My fantasy team is not doing great. I am probably going to be a seller.
I'll give you McKinnon. So there you go. All right. What do we got? What do we got next here? So
Chase, you want to talk about the Team Canada roster?
Yeah, and how if anyone is sitting down and gonna try to watch any of these games, think Canada is gonna be a contender. I hope I'm wrong saying this, but you might as well, just stop watching or start cheering for either Sweden, Russia, or Finland. Because right now, the team that Canada take, they're gonna be lucky to finish 5th.
Wow.
In my opinion. And they're going to struggle playing teams like Germany and Latvia and Switzerland. Like this is not a strong team. Like some of the names on it, like everyone will most likely remember they've heard him before. Like Daniel Carr played for the Habs. Daniel Winnick played for the Avs, Minnesota, San Jose. Ben Street had a cup of coffee in the NHL. Adam Tambellini, David Desharnais, Josh Hosang's there. Eric Stahl is probably going to be our best forward outside of Mason McTavish, who's an 18-year-old going over. And on the defense, you have Brandon Gormley, Max Nareau, and Mark Barberio, and I guess Tyler Witherspoon, or Jason Demers. They have NHL experience, but they're getting older. They're a little bit slower. Owen Power is going to be, again, I think the standout on that D-corps, being 6'7", just over 200 pounds, and can move. So that's going to be fun to watch. But their goaltending, they took Devin Levi, who's playing for Northeastern, played for the World Juniors 2 years ago. Had a pretty good tournament, but again, he hasn't proved himself against full-on professionals yet.
Yeah.
And then there's Matt Tompkins, who's been playing well in the Swedish league, but then Edward Pasquale, he's been okay. He had a cup of coffee in the AHL, but he's been spending most of his time over in Europe. But the biggest thing that is to note is right now there is Alex Grenier and Chris DiDomenico, two of the top scoring players in the Swiss league. They're not on the team. They didn't take them. They've also they didn't take the top scoring forward from the Swedish Hockey League. Like, there's so much talent they left off this team because they're not Hockey Canada guys that I'm very nervous to see this squad play. I don't think it's going to be as strong as what we had in 2018.
No, it's not sound like it's going to be.
No, and I get it. Like in 2018, like there was guys like Wojciech Wolski on the team that had a lot of NHL experience, but there's those guys too that are sitting over in Europe that they've overlooked. So I don't know. To me, it's one of those things where I'm not overly enthusiastic for the squad.
No,
you know who we have to blame for this?
You got Eric Stahl, who's probably going to be the number one. He's probably going to be your number one player, definitely your number one centerman, and there's a reason he's not playing in the NHL.
Yeah, he's been playing with Iowa in the AHL right now, and even the Wild organization said like, you can play here, but it won't be with us in the NHL. You're going to be an AHLer.
Yeah.
So, and the one that kind of throws me off is you have Jason Pogge and Olivier Waugh, two guys that have played in the AHL, played in the World Juniors, played in the NHL as well. They've had some time there, and they're right now two of the top goalies in the German league. Like, why aren't you taking those, like taking them with Matt Tompkins and letting those three run wild, or Devin Dubnyk?
Yeah, Pogge's
Yeah.
listed as a reserve.
Yeah, Pogge's a reserve player apparently.
I would have him on the starting roster.
I am happy. I'm pretty sure Josh Hosang's on the team, is he
Yes,
not?
he is. I'm excited to see him play.
Okay, I was happy to see that. I mean, do I think he'll match up to the caliber? Maybe. I mean, they're not NHL players.
The one comment I made to my brother, I said, you pick Josh Hosang, he's going to be stick handling in the corner by himself, forgetting that he's at the Olympics. Because he's all about like the fancy stuff. So like, I think that's going to be great. Like, it's an international size ice that he should flourish. But let's see if he keeps his head on straight.
He might. So
I hope he does. I seriously hope he actually flourishes in this tournament because he's got all the talent in the world. It's just he hasn't been able to figure out what's between his ears.
Yeah.
You know,
now Owen Power, correct me if I'm wrong, Owen, he just went in the recent draft, did he not?
First overall to Buffalo.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I mean, they're probably banking on him to do well in this tournament.
This is so. I asked Reed because the last I heard was Mason McTavish wasn't going to the Olympics. He wanted to focus in on the OHL playoff run and all this kind of stuff. But I guess Hockey Canada wanted him and Owen Power to go as the 18, 19-year-olds to really kind of be the showpiece.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping these two have a big tournament and really show off what they can do, because I honestly think McTavish should be in Anaheim right now. He should never have been sent back to the O. And Owen Power could easily right now be an NHLer, no issue.
Yeah, you're probably right. Well, I mean, we'll see after this tournament.
This will be the full test for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might watch some of the games. Like I probably will, but aren't they on at like midnight or something like that this year?
Be a little bit later than that because it's in China.
Yeah, so.
Well, you'd be able to catch them on your night shift.
Well, I'm not working. Yeah,
I get the
stay up and watch.
It sucks. I hate when the Olympics are in like places like that.
Though
most years it's like this.
Yeah, that's why the NHL doesn't like going to the Olympics, because they don't gain anything from having their players there. They're okay
if the fan base doesn't watch.
Yeah, because like they're okay if it's in Canada, the States, sometimes in like Germany, Sweden, Finland, because the time's not too bad. But it's when they go to Russia, China, Japan, Korea, like everything's thrown off.
Yeah.
But we'll be able to rewatch them at like 7:00 the next day.
Yeah, hopefully. So that'll be nice.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
That's what I got on the Olympic team. Like it's gonna be a tough goal for them this year.
Yeah, I mean we'll see what they do, right? So
listen, I hope I'm wrong though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, who knows?
Just talking about Owen Power, I'm just kind of curious how Buffalo has been doing since they traded Eichel. I don't think it's been good. I'm just kind of curious.
No. I don't think they were trading. I don't think they traded him though to improve their team.
Oh, of course not. I'm just curious because we're talking Aaron Dell's been a good player. Like Tage Thompson's pretty good on. Oh, is Tage Thompson Ottawa?
No, Tage
Thompson's Buffalo.
Buffalo. Okay.
The Sabres.
Yeah, they got some good young guys. I'm just kind of curious, like, how have they been playing better since they traded Eichel? Maybe Eichel was bad in the dressing room. I don't know. Just like a thought in my head. So I just kind of wanted to see how they were doing since.
I don't think it's better. I don't think it's worse. I think it's just on par from what the beginning of the season was.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, let's. I want to touch on one thing here quickly.
Sure.
So we've got. Just want to talk about like players around the league who are doing exceptionally well that they're obviously getting credited for, but just some things that weren't expected of them. Right.
Okay.
I want to start that with Kadri, who's just made it to the All-Star game,
I love that guy.
which talking about McKinnon and his comment about it not being a participation game, it's an All-Star game. I mean, I completely agree with that. Every team should not have to be represented. I think that is a dumb rule. I think I get wanting to support every market, but if you're trying to pitch the All-Star game as something for new viewers to see, you want them to watch the top players, not a guy who made it because he had to make it.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like the one year, the Leafs sent
Leo Komarov.
Yeah. Like, come on. I mean, John Scott was in there. However, John Scott was voted in by the fans, which brought attention to it, which was good.
And the NHL didn't want him to go.
They didn't.
They wanted to fight it.
They didn't. They did everything they could to fight it. However, he got voted in, which I think was a positive because it actually brought fans to the All-Star game. It brought attention to what was going on.
In my opinion, the NHL seems to be against fun.
Putting Komarov in, that no one cared.
No.
He is a Leaf fan. I was like, he shouldn't be there.
No.
I was kind of surprised at how hard his slap shot was, but that's it.
And that just goes to show a lot of their argument is that, and you even said it, they want all of the franchises, they want those fan bases to come in. We as Leaf fans, we're like, I'm not watching for Leo Komarov. I want to see, at the time, I want to see Chara break the slap shot record, right? Like, I want to see the best guys do the best things. Like, what the hell's Leo going to do? He's just going to be there.
If a player is in the top 5 points of the season, I expect them to be at the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Right? Kadri's number 5 for total points. I expect him to be at the All-Star game. Following up with that, number 6 is Steven Stamkos, who also isn't going.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, but Nick Suzuki is.
Why not?
So
right?
dumb.
So yeah, I mean it is kind of dumb. But another player who's kind of having a crazy season that I didn't expect, Krieder.
Oh, that guy's a unit.
You want it, yeah. Like I don't have the stats right in front of here. Goals. 30 goals. He's the first player in the NHL to hit 30 goals. Chris Krieder. Who would have thought Krieder would be at 30 goals?
Oh, if we were sitting down in October before the season, you were like, oh, you know what? Chris Kreider is going to be the first one to hit 30. I would have looked at you and laughed. Because
Chris Kreider is going to have more goals than Ovechkin and Matthews and any player on Edmonton.
Well, it's still early. We're halfway. Ovi can still pass him, but he's still a unit. And
you know what? Ovi, I think will pass him. I will say it. I think yes, Ovi will pass him. But Kreider's he's having a good season. Like a remarkably good season.
Can I make a mid-season bold prediction?
Sure.
Kreider hits 55.
Wow. That's
it's bold. I know. I'm gonna throw it out there.
How many? Okay, hold on. Let me just see. How many games has New York played? Have they played 43 games? I think. Rangers have played 43 games, and he's got 50 goals. So if he stays on the same pace he has, he should be able to hit that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So it's not extremely outrageous, and the way that team is playing, right? There is a chance for it. Ovechkin and Draisaitl are both tied for 29 points, or for 29 goals. Sorry. And Matthews is in 4th with 25. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, Matthews has the least amount of games played, I'm pretty sure, out of the 4 of them.
I believe so.
Yeah, because the Leafs have less games played, and he missed some at the beginning of the season.
Not as bad as the Islanders, because when after the whole COVID lockdown or shutdown, when they actually got their first game in, everyone was at 36 or 37 games. They're at 29. So their February is going to be an absolute disaster.
And that's who? Islanders?
Islanders. They're already having a tough season.
Yeah, they don't need to be beat on any more than they are. Poor guys. Yeah, they have 35 games played right now. Leafs have 38. Carolina's got 39. Edmonton has 38 as well.
Yeah,
so
really
it seems
quite a bit there, which is nice.
Yeah, all the. Oh no, I guess not all of them. Ottawa's only got 36. A lot of the Canadian teams have less games
Take on
played
the
than
Leafs
the
and
rest.
vice versa. First period against the Ducks,
they
Toronto
started
doing
moving
1-0
into the
until
States.
Mitch Marner power play goal.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been an exciting February. It's been an exciting season though.
I do have an update on Drake Batherson. High ankle sprain.
Is it? Yeah.
High ankle sprain.
Oh, that's not good.
He'll be out minimum probably 4 weeks.
What?
He was going to go to the All-Star game too. Oh, that's sad.
Brady Tkachuk takes his spot. Which both of those guys should be there over Nick Suzuki.
Oh, 100%.
Yes. Okay,
well,
I'm looking at the goalie stats right now.
Yep.
How to be? So I'm looking at like the top goals against percentage.
Yep.
To be on that list, how many games played would you say they have to have?
Like, you mean like to actually like be considered?
Yeah, because like you have a goalie. So here's an example. The number one goalie in the league has a 122 goals against percentage.
Only played 1 or 2 games, right?
5 games.
Yeah, no.
Who's that?
I wouldn't. Carly Lindgren.
I think we're at. What's the average number of games played right now? Like mid-30s?
For goalies?
No. For like teams, like games played
40.
40 is like the average?
Yeah.
I'd say you have
15 to 20.
15 to 20.
Okay, so we're going to skip the top 3 then.
They're all like like 1 to 5 games, right?
No. 5, 13, and 7.
Who's at 13?
Ville Husso, who plays,
and
Charlie Lindgren Lindgren also play. They both play for the Blues.
Yeah,
and they're number 1 and 2 in the league. So, but skipping the top 3, you've got your top 5 are Anderson, Shesterkin, Jari, Markstrom, and Campbell. Right after Campbell is Vasilevsky, and then Swayman.
Who's in the minors?
Yes, because Tuukka Rask is back. So
Campbell
is in the top 5, but
all the 5 of those guys.
He what?
All 5 of those guys should be at the All-Star game.
Are they not? I don't see. I don't know who's in the All-Star game.
Campbell, Vasilevsky, Gibson.
I'm assuming Shesterkin's probably there.
Shesterkin, Jari.
And I would assume Anderson with a 206 save percentage is probably there. I'm
assuming he's there.
Or sorry, 206 goals against average.
I don't think it's Jari. I think it's Anderson and Shesterkin.
So moving over, I switch over to save percentage now. Shesterkin's number 1, Anderson's 2, Campbell's 3. And Anderson and Campbell are tied. Wow. It's been a good season. There's been a lot of players that have really kind of surprised me this year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You've got, out of the top 5 rookies, 2 of them play for Red Wings.
Yeah.
So they've got an exciting future coming up. And then you got Adam Fox with 46 points.
Oh my god, he's doing so good.
Victor Hedman's got 44.
Is he really?
Roman Josi has 43 points this year. He's a point-a-game player.
Makar's got 39 and 36 games.
Yeah. Yeah, but Makar I expect up there. Roman
Yeah,
Yossi,
Fox,
not
I
so
expect
much,
every
no.
year too.
yeah, but Roman Yossi I don't expect up there.
He's pretty good, like for off offense output.
Yeah,
So-
you're right. He was pretty good 4 years ago.
No,
Like, I'm a fan of him, which means he's old. Okay, that's how I know if a player's old or not. I like them, which means he's been in the league for a minimum of 10 years.
Like, remember what I was going to say earlier? Remember your old favorite player, Shane Doan?
He is now the
GM.
GM or
Yeah,
the coach?
GM.
He's now heading Team Canada. I know.
yeah, GMT Canada, yeah.
My boy there. He hasn't played in 15 years, but I don't care.
I remember being in your basement playing like NHL 2010 or something like that.
And Doan
Like,
and the Arizona Coyotes.
oh yeah, like we
Phoenix Coyotes. Sorry.
Phoenix Coyotes. You know, we remember we used to make our own teams, the rosters, and you're like, I have to have Shane Doan on the team. We're putting Shane Doan on this team. Like
Shane Doan's number one, no matter what. Nice Canadian boy there.
So Igor Shesterkin
Yeah.
not going to the All-Star game.
Who do they have? Kreider and Fox?
So Kreider, Fox, and the goaltenders that are going for the Metro are Frederik Andersen and Jari. Stamkos is at the All-Star game.
He was voted in. I wasn't sure if he was. He was because he wasn't named.
The goaltenders for the Central are UC Saros, Cam Talbot, and for the Pacific is John Gibson and Thatcher Demko.
How's Cam Talbot doing?
Talbot, Demko, and Gibson.
Saros, and Gibson.
Shesterkin deserves to be there above all three of them.
Yeah.
Saros has had an incredible season.
Saros should be there over Anderson, Jari, Campbell,
I wouldn't
and
say
Vasilevsky.
No.
Saros is the best goalie in the league right now.
Saros should be there. I said Saros should be there. Talbot.
No, not Saros. Shesterkin.
Yeah, I agree. Shesterkin as well. Shesterkin should be there over Demko, over Talbot, and over who's the other one you said there?
No, you can't. It doesn't work that way. East and West.
You said they were the same.
No. Shesterkin's in the Metro.
Yeah.
Saros is there in the West. It's Saros, Talbot, Gibson, Demko that are in the Central and the Pacific. So they're there. Shesterkin.
Oh, because he's on the other side.
So
who's there?
So he should be there over Frederik Andersen, Tristan Jari.
Ooh.
You can't really, again, since the Metro, you can't really cross off Campbell or Vasilevsky because they're
honestly
Atlantic. I'd have him there overall.
I'd kick out Vasilevsky.
Oh yeah, I'm same boat too.
If realistically, if you're going by stats,
yeah,
out of those 5 goaltenders we just named, the last place one is Vasilevsky. However, Vasilevsky has the name.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's on the Stanley Cup winning team.
Yeah.
So that's why he's there. But statistically, Campbell, Jari, Shesterkin, and Anderson are above him in every category.
Except for wins.
Do you want to hear?
Are you sure?
Yeah, he still leads the league with 23 wins. He might be tied with Jari now or one of the other goalies, but he's still number 1 in wins, I think.
Vasilevsky is?
Yeah.
Now that you're mentioning, you just mentioned stats that Campbell's like ahead of these guys. I had the Leaf game on in the background. You want to hear some nasty statistics regarding Campbell's January?
It's bad.
Yeah, so from October 13th to January 5th, he was first in the league in save percentage with a .939. Pretty freaking good, right?
Ooh. Yeah.
Since January 8th, he has an .866, 45th in the league.
Yeah, they've had a bad January and they've had a lot of goals by.
Yeah, they've had a bad.
January. Look, he left by what? 5 against New York, 5 against the Blues. Was it 4 against Colorado?
Yeah.
Right. So right there alone, that's 15 goals. That's probably more than he had against them in the month of December.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
So I'm just looking up number right here. So Shesterkin only has 20 wins in 26 or in 25 starts.
It's pretty good.
It's very good. Very good. How many starts does Vasilevsky have? Because I think he has 33 starts.
33 starts and 23 wins.
So he's got, what's that? He's got 8 more starts and 5 more wins.
Yeah.
Not a good enough reason to keep him
No.
in the All-Star game.
Jari started 32 games, so one less and has the same amount of wins.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So in my opinion, out of those 5 goaltenders, Vasilevsky is the one who does not deserve to be there.
Yeah, no, I fully
And
agree.
he's there because he has 2 Stanley Cups, and his name is Andrei Vasilevsky, and everyone you talk to says Andrei Vasilevsky is the best goalie in the NHL, which I disagree with.
No, you put him on any
Carey
other.
Price is the best goalie in the NHL. Vasilevsky is a very good goaltender, but any statistic you look at this year does not state that.
No, and especially playing with that, like they're still a strong team, so we should not be having these like this low of numbers this year.
I would say they're more than just a strong team, considering they're 2 points behind first place in one of the hardest divisions.
Pretty strong.
Like, yeah.
Wait till playoffs.
Yeah.
Things change.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Which scares me for Colorado because they're at the top again, and it didn't go well for us last year. So
No. Well, Colorado's what, second place right now?
second place right now. If they win tonight, they move into first off of winning percentage alone.
Winning percentage, but not points. They'll tie for points.
No, they'll be tied for points, but winning percentage and games played, they get the win or get the lead.
Yeah, but Leafs can bump them, right? The 53 points, but they're 5 less games than Florida.
5 less
So
games.
if they win tonight in the next 4, they're in the same position Florida's in, which is number 1.
Yep.
So, I mean, we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to place bets, bet on Florida at home. They're 21-3 at home.
Their home record is stupid.
Bet big. If you lose the first game, bet the second one because the chances are you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's incredible. All right, that's I think that's all I have to say for this week.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else.
We just got let's look at this. Tonight, the Leafs are currently winning 3-2 against the Ducks with 17 minutes left on the third. What are we thinking?
They're gonna lose.
I think they're gonna take it.
The
Ducks on the power play right now. They're gonna lose.
They look like they're playing pretty good.
I think they'll win.
All right. Next is Saturday against the Red Wings.
I think they'll also win that game.
Yeah, that's a win.
And I think they're gonna win Tuesday's game too.
Which of those?
I think
Which of those games do you play Mrazek in? Because you have to play Mrazek in one of these games.
You play Campbell on the Saturday night because it's Saturday night.
Yeah.
And you play Mrazek on, what is it, Tuesday or Monday?
Monday.
Tuesday.
And they actually have it's a back-to-back.
When?
It's Red Wings Saturday, Devils Monday. Oh, it's a home and home. It's Devils Monday, Devils Tuesday.
Okay, so that answers your question. So they should play Mrazek on the Monday. Right? I'd play
I'm opposite. I'd say play him on the Tuesday.
So you'd put Campbell on the Saturday and the Monday?
Yeah, because he's got the Sunday in between, and then you give because then they go Tuesday, and then when's their next game? Thursday?
Monday.
No,
they got a long break.
It's a long break. Oh, he's got the All-Star game too, but he's not really doing too much there. So yeah, I'd start him. I start him on the Monday, then give Twinkle Nuts the start on the Tuesday, and then
You
that
know
way
what?
he's got that week off plus the All-Star break just to relax and recharge.
You know what? I'm changing my answer. I'd play Campbell on the Monday, play Mrazek Saturday, Tuesday.
Oh, give him the two
Yep.
spot. I like that.
Campbell's playing tonight. Play Mrazek Saturday, Campbell Monday, Mrazek Tuesday. Campbell has Tuesday till the All-Star break off, and then he can play again on Monday against the Devils.
Oh, Devils.
Devils.
Yeah. See, I don't see them giving Mrazek the Saturday because it's hockey in Canada. They're going to give it to their starter. So I think it's going to
They
be.
did it. They did it earlier in the season,
That
a
is,
Saturday night when they played against
Detroit.
You're right.
Yeah,
No, you're
You were
right.
at your house, Wilkes.
yeah,
You're right.
and they won that game.
So yeah, I guess maybe Mrazek, Campbell, Mrazek. Saturday,
Yeah,
Tuesday, Mrazek.
That's what I would like to see, right?
That would be the smarter thing to do.
Unless
put some belief in Twinkle Nuts.
Yeah.
See how it goes. So I mean, we'll see how tonight's game finishes up. They're up one goal right now, so hopefully they can hold this one.
And so, what is our plan to next Wednesday talk about the games, and the Wednesday after that talk about the All-Star game?
We do a little All-Star breakdown.
Like
we'll probably watch it.
I'm
Is that
gonna
the 4th, 5th, and 6th?
something like that. Like I'll be honest, I don't like watching the game. I like watching the events.
5th, 6th, and 7th.
No, it'll be 4th. And
Oh,
5th.
you're right. Yeah, so it's gonna be the skills comp will be on the 5th, All-Star game on the 6th.
Yeah, I don't like watching the game. I like watching the All-Star events. Well, I did until they got
the skills comp.
Yeah, the skills comp. They haven't but they're in Vegas, so I'm hoping
they're going back. They're going back to the old format.
Which is
so like for the accurate shooter, they're going back to foam targets.
Okay.
I hope they brought back the relay race.
They should have done poker.
Playing cards. Oh, I know what you mean by poker, but
I know
they'll be like poker chips or something for the
yeah.
But I wanted to go back to the old school relay race and do it like how it was in like the the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Like
I agree.
That's the skill comp we need.
I want to see a legitimate shootout.
I want to see them have kind of what you were saying, poker. Why can't they have like a big dartboard as like the accuracy thing, and you have to play like dartboard poker, like what we like you do at Stag and Doze, and you have to shoot the dartboard to make your poker hand. That'd be fun.
Yeah. That's what I said. I think it'd be clever.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see, but I want to see a legitimate shootout, right? I want to see the top players in the NHL go and only choose 10 of them, right? I want to see the top players in the NHL go against the top goaltenders in the NHL, face like head to head.
The top players in the NHL plus Nick Suzuki.
No, that's why I said only send 10 shooters. Because if you send all shooters, it's going to take way too long.
Yeah,
right. You could be there for half an hour watching it, but if you send the top 10 power or the top 10 shootout players that are there, put them against the top goaltenders.
That'd be good.
The event I'm looking forward to is Fastest Skater because Dylan Larkin, who owns the record, is there for the first time with McDavid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But when
McKinnon's going to be there too.
Oh yeah, and he's healthy this time, so this Fastest Skater is going to be wild. But when Larkin set the record, he got a running start.
Yes, it wasn't standing still.
It wasn't standing still, which when the record was set, it was standing still. So I want to see both of them go full tilt. Actually, I want McKinnon to do it, but I don't think he'll be close. But he's not as good at the tight turns as Larkin and McDavid are. So he'll be close. Straight line speed, I think McKinnon's got it. But when it comes to actually having to be crazy, stuff, it's going to be wild to watch. So that's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy it.
I think they should bring Chara out just for the hardest shot.
I was just going to say that. I'd love that, but he won't come anywhere close to what his old one was. You know, he's gotten older.
Doesn't matter. It's all weight transfer.
Yeah, he's got old man strength.
Even then, I don't think he'll touch. What was it, 108.9 or something like that?
It would be kind of sad to see him.
107.9.
I think it's
Is that
good that
what it
he
was?
doesn't, because it'd be kind of sad if he comes in and gets like a 94.
He would.
Yeah.
He will always be over 100.
Yeah, just because of his size.
Mhm.
And
Size,
his
the way training
stick's
for his neck.
150 flex.
Thing's a
Like,
tree trunk.
yeah.
It would take
Him
4
and-
of us just to lay on it to get it to flex.
Him and Weber going toe to toe. That was the best
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
skills
Back
comp
and
I've
forth.
seen. That was the best skills comp I had seen.
That was so long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it
I
was.
hope they have a good one this year. I'm kind of excited to see it.
I'm probably gonna watch it. So not so much the game, but probably the skills comp if I get the chance
Skills
to.
comp for sure.
Gonna be honest,
Yeah.
I don't ever watch the game. The game is always boring because they're not trying, right? They're trying to do like how much you want to bet someone at the game is gonna try and do the Zegras goal.
I mean, Zegras is gonna be at the game.
No, he's
No,
only
it's
skills
not.
comp.
Milano's going. Milano's going. That's right.
Someone's
I mean,
gonna
he's the one
try
who
it.
scored it. Milano's the one who scored it.
Yeah, but like
Zegras passed it.
it's a team up thing, and Zegras the one who did the cool part of it.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna try a Michigan.
Did you see
trying
someone
Zegras.
faked it the other day?
No.
Yeah.
What?
I forget who it was. It was
Svechnikov.
Svechnikov. So he was behind the net, same spot Zegras was. Bent his stick down, put the weight on it as if to go for the Michigan. Someone bull rushed him. Instead of going for it, he pulled the puck in, stick handled, tossed it out in front of the net, and his teammate tapped it in for the goal.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
So he faked out the defense by faking it and then made a pass and scoring anyways. And that's what we were talking about making the game of hockey better. It's the same thing with Mitch Marner on the power play. If Marner shoots the puck, it adds an additional threat. By Zegras scoring that goal the way or getting the assist the way he did, just by someone going through the motions of that, puts an additional threat that defense have to watch for, and ended up leading to a goal because the defenseman left his position to go for the puck, and Svechnikov was able to pass the puck out, and they scored.
That's so cool.
Even the
So it
goalie,
just adds additional complex to the game.
Yeah, I like it.
The goalie changes his angle because now instead of being able to sit on the post and just look, he now has to either get nice and tight or he's got to have his arm up high so that puck comes out front.
Yep.
You have a bigger hole to shoot at. Like it adds that element of what if now whenever a player goes behind the net.
Yep.
Kind of like how when Gretzky started it, when going behind the net became a big play. Like I'm not used to someone standing back there looking for a pass. Well, now I'm not used to
there's that threat there.
Puck up and throw it at me.
Yeah, right. Goalies have been improving for years and years and years, and players. The only thing they've done is they've skated harder and they've shot faster, right? Which goalies can adjust to.
Yep.
It's like
now we've added a whole new threat level in, and the goalies need to change. They need to adjust for it, and they're going to. And something new is going to happen, and they're going to adjust for that too.
It just reminds me of semi-pro. It's like adding the alley-oop into basketball. It's like
that's what I said.
Whoever the goalie is on that play, it's like, hey, that's a foul. You can't just put pucks in the air like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said the episode after it happened. Is it reminded me exactly of that scene. Man can't just fly through the air. You can't just do that. And so it adds a new aspect to the game, and all it's going to do is progress the sport further.
Yes, fully agree.
That's it.
Yeah, I love it.
That's it. So that's it. I think that's it for me here. That's all I got to say.
Same.
That's it. I'm good.
Yeah. Are we going to be back next Wednesday, guys?
I'm good for Wednesday.
I'm good. Yep.
All right. So we will be here.
All right, then.
We will be recording next Wednesday. Podcast will be up Thursday, like it used to be, like normal. We're still getting some scheduling ironed out. We'll have it figured out. I will make sure that we keep people informed on Twitter. We haven't been posting on Twitter much. I think we've all had some stuff going on this last week. But we'll make sure we keep everybody informed. Look for us on Spotify. Look for us on YouTube. And thanks for listening. Everybody have a great night.
Yeah.